What's up? Welcome to Dexter, the Season 4 recap. Yes, we are finally on the recap for Dexter Season 4. Boom. So this episode, let's start off with the recap with Dexter. Let's start off with Dexter recap Season 4. So, this recap starts off with Dexter. It's been 5 months since Dexter and Rita got married, and they already had their baby son, Harrison, who they named Harrison. But yeah, well, meanwhile, we see a butt naked dude, an old guy who likes to kill who likes to take his kill butt naked style. Yes, that's basically what he likes to do. Sometimes this dude likes to show up naked and kill people. Yeah, so he basically kills a woman in the bathtub while Dexter's having a hard time finding it's hard killing while he has to take care of his baby son. So meanwhile, you know who's also back? Retired Special Agent Frank Lundy. Yeah, he's back randomly after not being in this season since season 2. I found this a little weird to bring this character back because it was like, why though? Yeah, you have him appear in season 2, then you just have him leave in season 3, then just randomly decide to come back to Miami in season 4. And he also, basically has a complicated relationship with Deb because she and Anton, aka our boy David Ramsey, is still a couple, but she totally thinks that her and Lundy are trying to get Lundy's back to try to win her back. But she even meets Anton. But yeah, obviously he tries to show her his Frank Lundy. His Frank Lundy Trinity Killboard. That's who he calls the old man. He calls him the Trinity Killer because he kills in threes. First off, he kills in threes. So Dexter, because the first person he killed was in a bathtub. Then he encourages a mom to basically take her own life and fall off a building. And then Dexter sees the Trinity Killer bludgeon a dad to death with a hammer. So Dexter decides, I gotta get in with this guy. So he basically takes up the name Kyle and basically becomes, involved in the Trinity's life. And Trinity also helps Dexter, realize that he gives Dexter how to, balance his family life of, Rita. And Aster's kind of a sass mouth in this season. She's kind of a sass mouth. She has sassitude in this season because, Also, Dexter tries, she has sassiness in this season. And, it's kind of weird. I kind of think Aster's 12 by this point, but in season 3, they said she was 10 years old, so I have no idea, but I'm just going to go with it because it's Dexter the show, and they do whatever they want, so Deb is dating Anton, in episode 4, so basically, Rita's like, Dexter, if you don't show me some emotion, I don't think I can do this anymore. And so she decides to set up security lights all over the place, but decides to set up security lights all over the place because over the place. But Dexter destroys those, so she just is like, maybe he was due stress. So she decides to take her, Aster, Cody, and Harrison out of the town. So Dexter decides to have some Dexter time, where he finds there's a cop that killed her entire family, killed her wife and daughter, killed her husband and daughter. Kind of funny that in last season, Dexter hunted down a wife killer, but in this season, he hunts down a husband killer. Kind of funny that basically that's the exact same thing. So she tries to, sleep with Dexter, tries to get Dexter, to sleep with her. So but Dexter is able to fight back. He does have a little struggle with this cop, but he's able to finally put the cop down and rest in peace with her family. Meanwhile, back in that same episode, Lundy and Deb decide to get back together because she's like, I was wrong about Anton, and totally gets back together with. But then Lundy gets shot. Deb gets shot once, but Lundy gets shot 3 times. And now the whole season is about to find out who killed Agent Lundy. And this also means bye David Ramsey, because David Ramsey is just like, I'm sorry, Deb, but I can't be with you because you just tried to cheat on me with a 50-year-old man. So David Ramsey exits the series for good this time. For good, meaning that we will not see more of my boy. Show, why did you have to do this to me? I guess you wanted a good storyline with Deb and Lundy, but you cost it at the relationship of my boy John Daigle. I was really excited to see what he could do in this season, but he only lasted 5 episodes, and it's just like, wow, he did more in season 3 than he did in season 4. That's saying something. So this is basically, so they try to, think that the trainee killer is the reason for all this killing. So Dexter decides to get, to the trainee killer, who we learn is Arthur Mitchell. Yes. Quinn also has some, if you care about Batista's love life, he and his boss, Lieutenant Guerta, are in love and are dating each other. Which, I kind of find it weird that, the cop from last season, they didn't work. The cop from last season, Guillermo, her, the cop that he was dating last season, they just didn't work out. So he decided to move to his boss, basically. Angel Batista, what are you doing? So the big boss is like, guys, if you continue this relationship, there's going to be some big trouble. So they're like, we're done this relationship, but then they're like, oh no, we're not done, and eventually get married at the end of this. Get married with Dexter, because Dexter was the only one who knew about the relationship. So officially, happy marriage to the relationship of Angel LaGuerta and Maria Angel LaGuerta. Or are they Angel Batista and Maria Bautista? We will never know. I'm guessing they're Angel LaGuerta and Maria LaGuerta. Okay, so we also have Courtney Ford in the show. Hi, Nora Dark. She's basically in the show now for this season, and she has a relationship with Quinn, the guy from last season, who completely dislikes Dexter for some reason. So Dexter decided to get in with the Mitchells, until he learns that they're not who they think he is. Arthur Mitchell basically keeps his family in line through fear. They don't really love him. They're just only loving him out of fear, because he's basically Prometheus from Arrow. You'll love them, but you also hate him. You'll love him and hate him at the exact same time. So basically, we learn how Arthur became who he is. His sister died when he was 10 years old, because accidentally walked in on her and she tripped, slicing off her leg. And by the time she sliced off her leg, she was already dead by the time the paramedic got her. The mom, his family cut themselves off from Arthur. His mom basically took her own life, and his dad basically hated him because so basically Arthur had to kill his own dad with a hammer, and that's why he's been doing this for this long. The bathtub murder, the falling to their death, and the hammer is because that's how he lost his family. So he's like, yeah, Kyle. Yeah, because Dexter's still going by Kyle at this point. He's like, yeah, Kyle. So, yeah. Yeah. That's basically how this show goes. So, yeah. So yeah, it's also revealed that basically, Arthur has a third child, and that is Courtney Ford. And she basically killed Lundy because she wanted to protect, because he was getting close on her dad, and she wanted to protect him. Why is Courtney Ford always playing characters who are villain, who are related to evil dads? Damien Dark, Arthur Mitchell. Why is she always doing this? Why does she always get tapped in the evil daughter to the evil villain type of role? I guess this was her first role as that type of character. But yeah. So Masuka saw the neighbor kiss Rita, and he basically tries to warn Dexter, saying, Dexter, there's something I gotta tell you, but Dexter's like, no, I can't. But then Rita tells him, and she's like, I kissed our neighbor. And he's like, oh, wow, okay. And she's like, wow, I thought you'd be mad at this, disappointed. And he's like, okay. And there's also an episode where Linda Tanner from Pretty Little Liars, if you remember her and remember my recast of that show, she plays a therapist. We all like Linda Tanner. So anyway, so Dexter decides to show a bit of emotion by beating up that neighbor, and she's like, wow, Dexter, I was really proud of you doing that. So, yeah. And funny that the actress that plays Arthur Mitchell's daughter, the second daughter, Arthur Mitchell, is played by Vanessa Marano, who is the sister to Laura Marano from Austin Alley. So yeah. So anyway, we all watched Austin Alley. It was one of the best shows back in the day. So if we can call the 2000s back in the day. So anyway, at my day, I'm 18. So yeah. So then Arthur decides to up his killing by kidnapping a child played by Jake Short, or Fletcher from Ant Farm, and Oliver from Mighty Med. Yeah. Finding it funny that they keep getting Disney actors, even though Vanessa Marano wasn't a Disney person, her sister was. It's still kind of funny that they keep. So basically, he tries to murder the child, but Dexter's able to save him and knock him out. But he's able to escape. So meanwhile, Deb is doing some investigating on who her dad's CI was. Remember, Dexter may have destroyed the files, but she's still doing. And basically, she gets in touch with this one woman who basically tells her that she knows. She said it was someone named Laura, but Deb's like, I got something else to do. I can't do this right now. So yeah. So they basically discovered that they basically are like, hey, Christine, we know that you're related to the Trinity Killer. So, but but Quinn's like, yeah, what is wrong with you? Why would you think this? And she's like, because it came out of evidence. And she's like, who are you? And she's like, and he's like, it's like, who else knows? And he's like, but he's done. And he's like, okay, then I'm on board with this. So yeah, so Dexter decides to kill the guy named Stan Bogart and basically frame him as the Trinity killer. And basically, like, and now they're like, Christine's dad is Stan Bogart. And they basically say, hey, if you tell us where your dad, if you tell us where Stan is, because Arthur basically told her he wished she was never made, so he started that she was ever made, so she's basically like, my dad doesn't like me, my boyfriend's betrayed me, and dad will never forgive me. So she basically commits suicide and kills herself, and Quinn hears the gunshot and sees Christine's dead body holding the gun. So yeah. Wow show. Wow. That is some dark, messed up stuff. I know shows already dark. So yeah, so Dexter now has to hunt down the Trinity killer because the Trinity killer killed so but then the Trinity killer, Dexter had the Trinity killer, but because of he smashed the headlight of one guy, he's arrested. And when and Reed's like, Dexter, I want our honeymoon to be amazing. And he's like, with the kids going to Disney World with their parents, it'll just be you, me, and Harrison. But it'll be just me, you, me, and Harrison. But yeah. But I want it to be special. So he's like, okay. And he's like, Dexter, with all the things that's happened with Paul. Yeah, Paul's parents are basically taking Esther and Cody away to Disney World. So with Dexter smashing up the headlights, and even though I liked that you punching our neighbor, even though I liked it, what's going on with you? And Dexter's like, I want the truth. And Dexter's like, yeah, it's like Dexter can't tell he's a serial killer. So they discover that. So they bring in Jake Short in to discover what's going on, and he shows them to the place that Arthur was building the treehouse, building the houses in, and they discover that it's Arthur Mitchell. So Arthur Mitchell basically tries to abuse his family again, and this basically the son Jonah's is like, guys, come on, we can leave, and she's like, and the mom's like, we can never leave from him. He's too terrifying. He's like, he will never know. So he escapes, takes the broken car that his son destroyed, and basically builds it into a new one. And he thinks he's free while the FBI busts into it. And they're like, Dexter, where's your... And Deb's like, Dexter, where's your suit? And Quinn still hates Dexter. And he's like, hey, Dexter. Because Dexter not... And he's like, because people are probably thinking Dexter should be fired now. Because he basically doesn't do his job. But they keep him around because... I don't know why they keep him around. Like my dad said, Dexter doesn't do his job. He's always running off. Before he can do his job. So why doesn't he get fired? It doesn't make any sense why Dexter still has a job. Why Dexter still has a job at that place when he just quits when he could. So yeah. So anyway, what happens is that Dexter, Dexter tries to pretend like he's all shocked, like, wow, you just found out the truth about me. Like, she tries to find, because when they went to her house, when Deb and the lady went to her house, she says that, oh yeah, that was the lady's name, Laura Moser. And she's like, Laura Moser, Brian Moser, Dexter Moser. And she basically tells Dexter this, but Dexter pretends like, oh, I'm so shocked by this. So, yeah, and we also get more hallucinogenic Harry scenes, because, yeah. So Dexter decides to finally, and he plays Arthur Mitchell his last tune before he kills him. Oh yeah. And then the FBI, are like, hey, thank you for doing our work. But they're basically taking the credit for their job. And they're like, no, we're not doing that. Like, you are not going to take our credit for our job. So anyway, yeah. So Dexter decides to go home, finally be himself. His son finally turns 1. But then when he goes home, he gets a call he hears a voice message from Rita. And when he goes to answer Rita's phone, it's still there. And when he goes to see his son, he sees his son in the blood of Rita's dead body. Because before Dexter killing him, the train killer killed Rita, and Dexter and his son have both been born in blood by the deaths of their mothers, and Dexter takes his son and that's where season 4 comes to an end. Okay, I gotta say, this is one of my favorite seasons of Dexter so far. We have Rita dead now. Like, what's the show gonna do? Dexter and Rita were like the core of the show, and with Rita dead, it's just gonna be like, what is the show gonna be now? Rita's dead now, so that means they killed Rita. Dexter saw Rita's lifeless body in the blood of their... So, what is Dexter going to do now? Because now that his wife's dead, and his son has now been born in blood like him, and this season was one of my favorites. I enjoyed it. It was so good. Like one of the best lines was when Dexter confronted the trainee killer, and he's like, I should have killed you when I had the chance. Like, he holds him down, he's like, I should have killed you when I had the chance. It's just like, Dexter doesn't show emotion. So, to see him actually show it and yell at Arthur, he should have killed Arthur when he had the chance. And one of the best moments of the show is also when Arthur discovers who Dexter is and is like, hello, Dexter Morgan. And then at the end, Dexter's like, hello, Arthur Mitchell, before killing Arthur, is like one of the good moments of the show. But anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time for some more Dexter Season 5. I'll see you next time when we recap Dexter Season 5. One of my favorite seasons. It's like Arrow Season 5 great. But what are they going to do now that Rita's dead? What are they going to do? Because with Dexter's wife dead, they're going to have to do something with the characters. But anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time for more Dexter.